Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dearest viewers. Thank you very much for your continuous feedback, for your affection, for your love, and for your guidance, and for subscribing and liking my channel. I'm really grateful to you for your support. Today, the topic which I want to discuss with you is about BRICS. As most of you know, that BRICS is an alliance of the countries which consist of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Now, BRICS was made around 10 to 15 years before. I don't want to go into the history of that, but initially it was conceived as like-minded countries for the economic progression. As the BRICS, today it is BRICS, previously it was BRIC, BRIC. Initially, South Africa was not part of it. The objective is economic development, economic prosperity. So the Brazil, Russia, India and China. Now, generally, if you see the world order, it is generally conceived that China and Russia are in the one block. However, India apparently is with the USA at this moment. But the point I want to imply is that today's world is not a world where one has to be part of some block. It is not a world of non-alignment. It is neither a world of alignment. It's a world where you have to go with everybody. See the BRICS countries. Now, on the one hand, India is part of the BRICS with the China and the Russia. Apparently, India and China are in competition with one another. But here, when it is the economic prosperity of both the countries, they have left their differences and they are together in this thing. On the other hand, the same India is part of the Asia-Pacific Security Pacts with the Australia, USA and Japan, which is apparently conceived as against China, but they are part of them. But here, when it comes to the economic prosperity of the region, they are part of the BRICS. So the point I want to imply again is that there are no enemies and there are no friends. It is the self-interest of the country which matters a lot. In the recent summit in the Johannesburg in the August, Prime Minister Modi of India was there in the Johannesburg and meeting the Chinese Premier. While in the G20 on 9 and 9 September 2023 in New Delhi, the gestures were against the China and the Russia. So, but nobody mind this thing. I mean, China is not saying that take the India out of G20, and India is not saying that I don't want to be part of BRICS, or Russia is not saying that I don't want to be part of. I will not attend the G20 because India is over here, or Brazil is here, or South Africa is here. So the central point is the self-interest of the nation. Here comes Pakistan. Now Pakistan is considered a strong ally of the USA on the one hand, while on the One Belt, One Road and the CPEC, we are considered a strategic partner of the China. So this is now not the case of selecting or being part of the American bloc or of the Chinese bloc. If we want to be part of the BRICS, the general impression is that probably the Western countries would not like our being part of the BRICS. But as I have explained, all the other countries are doing the same thing. India is doing the same thing. It's part of the American with the West on the one hand and with the China and Russia on the other hand for the economic prosperity. So the question is whether Pakistan should join BRICS or not. And BRICS is a reality. BRICS is a reality. BRICS consists of the big economies of the country. Pakistan really need to understand this thing now, whether it need to join BRICS at this moment or not. Joining BRICS has its own advantages because you'll be part of the alternative, which will become the main in 30, 40, 50, 60 years. I mean, China is a reality. USA is a reality. So for a developing country like us, it is very, very important that we should not be aligning ourselves with anybody in particular, and the bigger country should give space to a smaller country like us so that we should be able to part of different alliances. Pakistan may be useful to the West in the war against terror, which we were useful in the war against terror. We were the major non-NATO ally of the West in the war against terror, against the Al-Qaeda. We were always been part of the West in such in curbing the terrorism, but maybe we are useful to the China for our own purpose, for our own prosperity, for our own economic gain. It might be useful for Pakistan to be part of the BRICS as well. So being part of the BRICS shall not be conceived as if we are going away from the West, and China and Russia should not consider this thing that if we are collaborating with the West on certain avenues, so we are against them. It's not that we are with them or against them. We are with us. Every country is looking after their own interests, their own economic interests, their people interests. So I think this is a time whereby Pakistan need to consider seriously whether it need to join the BRICS or not. Joining a BRIC has a lot of advantages. However, I understand as a developing country that we have certain fears, which are right. We might believe that we might be sanctioned and we might be isolated. So no drastic decisions are required. However, this is the topic which need to be discussed. This is the topic which need to be pondered. This is a topic which need not to be put at the back burner. Even our Foreign Office has given a statement on this account that we want to go with everybody, and nobody should look at us from the prism of our neighbor India or from the prism of China. Everybody should look at us as a separate sovereign country, Pakistan, and our interests are which are best for the people of this country, without being part of anybody, without alienating anybody, and without a cause of concern to anybody in the contemporary world. This is the policy of our country, stated policy of our country. We are with everybody, and our plea is the same, that we, Pakistan, may be allowed, in a sense, allow me to use this word, whereby we should be able to be part of every alliance which we consider useful for the country. Joining one alliance does not mean we are against the other alliance. We are with everybody. This is the time, this is the contemporary world requirement, and this is what the world is doing, and Pakistan shall not be an exception. I am grateful, so kind of you. Look after yourself, look after your country. Thank you very much.